Hi guys. As you know, we've had an insane Trump pump this weekend, and the markets really reacted, crazy in some ways. So today I want to look at that. We need to look at that in relation to Bitcoin, and then I want to answer the question. Is this a trap for a lower low, or is this the beginnings of a breakout? And that's a tough one to answer at this stage. So I'm going to explain to you guys why it's so tough at the moment. For some reason, TradingView is not loading my drawing line, so I'm just going to reload the tab. As you go live, then it decides to give me all these little things. That's not loading. Oh no! I probably switched it off. Let's quickly see. Okay. It is what it is. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into this now. As you know, we've been looking at getting out on some of our alts, and some alts has gone past this little take action zone. So if you were trapped in any alts, those were the good opportunities to have. So for me, Ethereum was up there, it dumped a little bit lower, but then you have Cardano that smashed through that take action zone. And I think this is the thing that we need to kind of discuss today, because you're getting bullish signals here, okay? And I don't want you to, and then if you look at Ethereum, it's still pushing lows. Okay, so I just don't want everybody to just kind of lose sight of the bigger picture. So let's take a quick step back and let's have a look at the bigger picture, and then we'll come back to this now. Bigger picture. First thing we need to do is have a look at the Dixie. Okay, now what we know about the Dixie in the broader scheme of things is when the Dixie gives us bottom signals, normally Bitcoin reaches an all-time high. Okay, and when the Dixie gives us bearish tops, that's normally when Bitcoin bottoms around. So when the Dixie was at 113, we had Bitcoin's bottom at 2022 in $15,000 BTC, and from that point onwards, the Dixie has been trending sideways, although Bitcoin's been moving up really nicely. So is it the adoption curve that is kind of pushing price? There's a lot of theories and reasons that we can go through that, but I don't want to dive into that and overcomplicate things too much today. So let's zoom out real quick and look at this thing from a big picture. Okay, as the dollar is over the years losing its value, we're getting to a scenario where when you have these massive areas, okay, you'll have imbalances, and price wants to get back to those ranges. So what is true on this large scale is also true on this small scale. Okay, and now that we have filled the imbalance, for me, I think it's time to put back on the bullish hat. So I want to give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt, but I first want to just show you the few danger signs that I see. Okay, so the first thing then what we will do for the Dixie now is we'll just adjust the trend line. Why? Because it's just a sign of momentum. So the bears on the Dixie scenario, or the bearish notion driven behind the dollar, is just pointing to that that momentum is weakening. Okay, so if there's another, I don't know, some massive event, that can easily be jumped and the Dixie can go on higher. And that's just the cautionary tale that we need to move. And then if the Dixie goes higher, what will that mean? Well, Bitcoin went from 100 to 70. And in a day or two, it basically jumped back to a 90. So if that is the case, Bitcoin can still go back to a 70 or $71,000. And in this scheme of things, it won't change anything. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so what I have here is Bitcoin on the larger time frame. Okay, and I've given up on the fact that I've basically just switched everything off. There's all the supply and demand rates. Okay, and what I wanted to point out to you guys is when we look at BTC on this time frame, in this big area, this is where the CME gap was. Okay, and now that liquidity has been grabbed, the market is trying to regain its access. It's trying to get above this level again to start driving higher. And that's me giving it the benefit of the doubt. Remember now, I'm trying to look at the Dixie and look at everything else and saying, okay, that this is potentially going to move higher. But here's the danger, guys. At no stage where we are here today, at this moment, have we broken any bearish trend yet. Okay. So for what was bearish since January this year up till now is still the case. Okay. And we're dealing with larger time frame. This is now daily, the beginnings of hidden bearish divergence, which means price needs to go and sweep, make a higher high in order for this to be okay before us to start thinking that this is going to sweep a little bit higher. Now I want to show you something about a reversal, and this is where it's so early, it can almost be a little bit of a, premature to share this with you guys, but I'm going to give it to you guys nevertheless. When you have a bottom signal or a bottom set or a bottom being created, typically what you will find is you'll find that the market gives wicks, and once it closes, it always closes at a specific price point. So all of this is money entering the market in forms of market executing orders. So that's why it's so volatile. It's so choppy within that range. Okay. And thereafter, what I normally do is the candles that go after that, those are the ones that I need to focus on to see whether the market's going to remain bullish or whether the market's going to continue down and fill those wicks. And the rule goes as follows typically. If we create a wick and price trades in the wick, we will go and fill that wick and some. Okay. And when price creates a wick and trades above the wick, that's typically a reversal. Okay. Now, this looks good. This looks really good for Bitcoin. So why then talk short? I mean, this morning in the trading for a living stream, I shared a short here. Okay. So why then do that? Why then, expose myself to unnecessary risk by going short, potentially losing money? This is the reason why. If I now scale this up one time frame higher, so I'm going to stick to the CME, okay, because we can use the CME, you can probably use the BLX, probably will even be a better one, BLX, because we want to look at the higher time frame, and this has got all the Bitcoin prices. Let's just go crypto, all the Bitcoin prices all mashed in together as a good moving average of what Bitcoin is doing. And the problem that I have with the BLX is, from a daily point of view, okay, this looks bullish, okay? But from a weekly point of view, I probably shouldn't use the BLX because we don't have any of the new data. So let's go Binance. Sorry, let's do this. I'm going to go Binance. Okay. But from a weekly point of view, the problem that I have is we created a wick and we're immediately trading below the wick. And that's not bullish. Okay, so from the weekly point of view, this is telling me that Bitcoin wants to fill this wick and some. And that means it brings us back to that $70,000 range. Okay, so is it time to FOMO in on the alts? Because I think for a lot of you guys that was hoping for a long, quiet accumulation, that typical accumulation pattern that I share and talk to you guys about, and now all of a sudden Cardano goes like up 50% and stuff like that. So for a lot of you guys, that kind of throws you, a curveball, and you don't know what to do. So for now, the best thing that we can do is look at this and say to ourselves, it's too soon to really know if the bottom is in. Okay, because this week is an important week, because if we can close Bitcoin above 94,500 at the end of the week, and week, it will cement the notion that this is a potential bottom and that price can continue on higher. But statistically, if we start trading within this wick, it's going to turn into, just like with Ethereum and any other thing, it's going to fill the wick and some. Examples. Let me give you a couple of more examples. Okay. Ethereum on the daily time frame. Let me just make sure I'm not supposed to do this here. I'm going to go there. Ethereum on the daily time frame. Okay. There was an amazing buy opportunity. If you bought $2,100 on the liquidation day, you would feel like a genius, okay? And I pointed out to you guys that my problem with Ethereum is we are trading below the bot close of that wick. So what is the rule? When you have wicks like those, let's take away the RSI, let's make a nice wick. Wicks like those, it's gonna, and it trades in the wick, typically we're gonna go fill the wick and some. And that's what Ethereum did. Let's have a look at Cardano. Okay. Cardano is now one of those, like I said, it's that curveball that kind of shines doubt on this. So it's the exception to the rule. We had the exact same thing, traded in, and then out of the blue, Trump tweeted. So in the previous bull cycle, what we had was we had Elon Musk talk about Doge. Every time he said something Doge just went through the moon. Okay. And so I think this is going to be now the new inner circle chat between the two of them. Him using that same playbook, but with Trump this time, and this time with Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, because those were the three coins that were that's in question each time. Okay, and I think he was talking about Solana. Maybe let me know in the comments. Did he mention Solana somewhere? Okay. So those are the kind of things that will drive. So the rule then is similar to what happened with Bitcoin. When it's so fast like this, I mean, this sell-off was exceptionally fast. Okay. We saw Bitcoin eradicate 20% in 5 days. Okay. Sol XRP and ADA there. Okay. So it eradicated 20% in 5 days. So what's going to happen next? If it's so fast, it won't last. So what do we have? A complete reversal of that entire move. But if failing to reclaim the support that was lost. And this is where a lot of people, yeah, but it's bullish, but we've lost all that support. It's not bullish. Okay. We're still below we actually just confirming the break of trend. Typically how most pattern traders would look at this, and Gareth Soloway actually said it, I'm stealing it from him because it's a damn cool way of saying it. Okay, when the market breaks or loses support, it goes back to the scene of the crime to move on further. So this week is important. Bitcoin needs to now do this, go make that higher high, beat that 99. You know where we shorted that 100K? Needs to get above that on the higher time frame, and then it changes the picture, and then the weekly would start looking better. Everything else would start looking better. So don't let the fact that we had an insane quick pump like this trip you and trick you into a false sense of security, saying to yourself, it's good, we're going to go bull market. Okay, just don't. Okay, the Cardano guys got lucky. Who of you guys got Cardano? Let me know. I've got some ADA, and I've got some ADA long-term as well. I actually, just before we went online, I quickly marked this out. You can see there's the date. Quickly printed it on from Prime. And I'm still holding my ADA from 33 cents there. I buy the stuff I share with you guys. It's as simple as this is how I make my money. Okay. So I still have that from there, and I'm going to hold this. Okay. For the bigger picture. It's a little bit of a gamble trade, if I have to say myself. But in the end of the day, just to get to the point, this was not expected. I wanted to see this thing consolidate down here, kind of moving quiet, so I can add to it. I have not added to this. Okay, so as much as I'm happy about this, I'm exactly where I was there. So I've just acquired a hell of a lot of daily swap fees. That's all I've done. I've just made my profit less at this stage. Okay, so haven't really took any advantage of it. Okay, so those are things that we just need to keep in the back of our heads, in the back of our minds, because it's easy to fall victim to this. I've seen this many times again with Elon in the previous. And if you guys have been in the previous bull bear market, when Elon just basically created Doge from nothing by tweeting it, let me know in the comments. I mean, we can quickly have a look at Dogecoin while we're here. This was all. Let's go. Previous run. There's the bear market. This was all Elon. Doge. And the one thing I just want to point out, when it's fast It doesn't last. Although the accumulation takes effect, okay? Just because the move is fast, it definitely hurts a lot of people. Stays in there and then goes. Okay, so these are the kind of things. I mean, if we zoom into this, I mean, Doge was basically almost, it was so cheap per coin. It's crazy. You know, if you start moving in here, this was Doge territory, you know, 0.22, you know, it's crazy how he managed to make this happen. Okay. And what is crypto influencers in the end of the day? You know, it's somebody that can create a lot of good marketing and get people to buy in on it. And that's all that it is. Okay. So supply and demand, basically in its best example, if I have to be honest with you guys. So here we are sitting in a situation where, you know, look at this. Doge wasn't mentioned. Where's the pump now? If Doge was mentioned, it would have skyrocketed the same way. So let's now, you've got the idea. Okay. Let's quickly see what you guys. Here's Trumpster. What does Trumpster have to say? An additional Trump announcement coming today. Get ready for a Trump pump again. Okay. Well, let's hope. Trading wise, I'm in a long. So I'm trying to, you know, this is the short, the swing short, and this is the scalp long idea. So I'm anticipating a Trump pump again. So USA is your daddy. So let's see what happens. You know, maybe we get to be so lucky and have another Trump pump. One thing is evident if we start looking at the other macro alts, guys. I mean, they're all suffering from insane, you know, bearish momentum. And if you break trends like this, it's due to go to an imbalance, and it's due to come back to the scene of the crime for continuation. So these kind of patterns are going to play out on the alts. So what you can do is you can use coins that's already moved, maybe as a little bit of a precursor and a dress rehearsal for how you should act and what you should expect going forward with the other coins that you might be holding. Okay. So yeah. Now when we look, yeah, and look, there's always the other side to the thing, you know. It's a tricky thing, this, but it's fun nevertheless. Are you having fun in the crypto markets? To answer me that, are you having fun? Because as long as you're having fun, guys, you will be making profits at some stage, even though it might not be at the beginnings. There's guys that just entered in on XRP, you know, friends. That's for the last weeks. I said, guys, no, and then, you know, they bought the top. They're having fun today because look at where XRP is. Okay, I was in a webinar. I said to guys the other day, I said, I would sell this. This is going to go down there. It's my opinion, you know, but I can be wrong. And yeah, then Donald Trump goes and destroys my technical analysis skills, everything that I wanted to do. But these are outliers, okay? And yes, yet again, guys, look at the volume. If it's fast, it won't last. So if we bring in the RSI, what do we have? There's the pivot. There's the RSI. There's price. There's a bearish trend, okay? Even if this thing goes and makes a higher high, this thing is so lagging, you're going to run into hidden bearish divergence. It needs to accumulate. It will almost be better for itself if XRP does go quiet down, even if it stays where it's at. Quiets down, creates a lower pivot so that we can delete the pesky hidden bearish divergence. Okay. Zelensky needs to suit, give him so Dogecoin, kids. So these are the kind of things that we just need to look at. So let's start off then and quickly go through Ethereum. Okay. So my thoughts with Ethereum is there's nothing telling me that this is going to hold. Okay. So ETH is still bearish and it's probably still going to go make a lower low. It's shitty because, I mean, I wanted to get out of my bad ETH purchase there because I converted my BTC to Ethereum, expecting the breakout. Now, the rule is, guys, I don't trade my investments. So I don't buy willy-nilly and sell 20 minutes later if it goes against me. That's not the way you do that, okay? So those ETH bags I still have, and I'm taking a massive haircut on ETH. I mean, 30%. Gone. Okay, so it's one of those things where if I look at where I am with BTC today, I mean Bitcoin at that stage. This is the 31st of January. Let's see where we had Bitcoin at the 31st of January. So there's where February starts at 100. So Bitcoin would be down 8%. See, would have been nice. Rather stayed in BTC for that matter. I would only have lost 8%, not 30%. These are the kind of things, but remember, these are big picture plays, and this is your hodl bags. You don't trade them. You don't get in and out, okay? So for now, ETH is probably going to still grind a little bit down lower. And that's okay, because we have a lot of support for Ethereum. Now, if I zoom out, Ethereum support, you can see there, a lot of support at 2,000. So it's probably going to consolidate at 2K and above 2K and build a base. Once it breaks through this trend, and now trend lines, guys, you know, you can, it's like that saying they say that your mind cannot perceive the difference between reality and what it thinks reality is. So in the end of the day, your mind is your mind. What it thinks and what it perceives as to be true, it sees as true. Simple as that. So if I look at Ethereum now, okay, this might be where the trend line needs to be. But with guys that were earlier, that was where the trend line was. So who's right? So you're allowed to move these lines as much as you want to fit any narrative, because every day you're looking at it with fresh eyes. That's not a trading strategy. It's just me tracking where the momentum is at. Okay, so where ETH is at, it's probably going to consolidate. And now we've got another low, but this time it's better. Okay, this time this low is potentially now, let me just mark it out, a 50% of the wick low. Why? Because we've got wicks now, lows, and price leaving that range. So hopefully this time round, different to what we did, you will get a reaction. We'll get the reaction, but this time we'll go make that higher high and leave. So the pain or the punishment for Ethereum is potentially over. Going to bring it right back. Depends on what happens in this week. I mean, guys, if the weekly doesn't play ball with Bitcoin, all and everything that I'm saying to you guys now means nothing, because there you have it. You know, it's still below that closing price. But these are things that you need to remember. Okay. Now let's move on. Cardano. Cardano had an insane pump. Now I'm happy. Okay. What will I do? Previous areas where we wanted to offload your action zone. I call it an action zone. There's many terms for it. It's actually it's an imbalance. But I call it an action because if you bought here, that's the area, and it dumps. That's the area where you put a take profit on whatever you bought, meaning you ladder your ass out of something that's potentially going to go to zero. Treat everything as it's going to go up forever. When it dumps, it's going to dump forever. It's a simple way of simple approach. Then you don't have to worry about whether it's going to go up or down. Okay, and if that fails, the rule as follows: and Bitcoin remains bullish and everything is supposed to be where it's at, this area will now be the support for Cardano, meaning it won't go below 85 or trade below. A wick doesn't mean that it's there. Trade below that. So that would be the area. If you had done this now, okay, took action in this action zone, put your buy orders there, 86, and potentially if Cardano is strong, it will consolidate above this area and turn this into a lateral range. Okay. Resistance, turn this into a lateral range potentially to build a base for the next breakout. Okay. Maybe. I mean, it's all maybes, guys. I don't have any guarantees. It's very early in the week. Later during the week, maybe come Friday, we'll probably have a little bit more data or a bit of idea of what Bitcoin wants to do, what the price wants to do, what the figures are showing, and. But yes, I like this. A Trump and dump. Well done. A Trump and dump. That's definitely what it was. Potentially a Trump and dump. Okay. Let's move on to a few more coins and then we're going to end off the stream. I don't think we need to overanalyze a lot at this stage because of this. So you've got Solana. Solana actually did okay. Back to about 177. My Solana buy, my long-term leverage buys are sitting at 130 something. So, I mean, I was pretty much at zero at one stage. Okay. Zero profits there. One thing I want to point out, guys, this is now, I've given you guys a lot of food for thought, a lot of danger and cautionary tales and telling you what not to do and why not, and. But you can't make money if you don't have skin in the game, if you don't take on risk. The beauty about this kind of breakout is this trump and dump, okay? If it ends up that the market does support this trump and dump and it actually becomes a breakout, okay? This area here, the scene of the crime, just as what Bitcoin did from a bearish perspective, would be a great area for price. And then you have imbalances over here at 210 and potentially there at 240, where this is going to move into that zone very quickly. Same's going to happen with a lot of these alts because they all experienced this insane bearish momentum. Some will maybe move a little bit later. Some will have preliminary breakouts, you know, but they all have that same move. But until we get this, remember, I'm looking for this. I can't draw buy zones on these screens again for you guys. So we have to be patient. Okay. Let's go to the comments and then end of the stream. Let's quickly see. And I didn't see if there was any comments about coins that you guys want me to chart. So I'm going to just quickly check the community feed on YouTube if there was anything there that you guys wanted me to have a look at from this morning. OP and Celestia. Okay, yeah, I think I might need to look at OP and Celestia. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. Comments quick. VJM, what are you saying? Your thoughts on M2 money supply and crypto prices, maybe, if not today, perhaps on another show. Yes, I would love to leave that for a lot. We need a little bit more data. You know, Trump and pump, you know, it's either there or there. You know, it's a little bit of a crazy thing. So let's leave that. Let's look at the coins. I think that would maybe be a little bit better at this stage. OP. Okay, so OP, I bought there, guys. Now I bought at $1.60. Okay, and I wanted to double my money, sell half. Okay, remember the rule is simple. You keep doing it until it stops working. Okay, whenever you buy an alt, once it doubles your money, you get out with half because the coins that remains are free coins. And you can look for the next project. Simple. Okay. So what do we had? I literally, where my action was, I didn't take action. So I still have my OP. Okay. So OP at this stage, wick. Can you see that this one trading in the wick? Okay. So will it go below that? Probably yes. Can OP go below 70? Yes. The door's open for that. Okay. If the market wants to remain bullish, this is now that, remember, there's an exception. Technical analysis is not a law. It's a guide. It's a statistical probability. There's an exception to this, okay? And it could be that this is as low as it goes. So what do? If you don't have any OP, you can buy some. If you've got OP, what will happen if this is the buy? OP will go back to at least $1.50. And at that stage, you use the same strategy. You reload, get your ass out of there or take action, okay? And wait for the support test, okay? Because if you're wrong, OP will go higher and come and turn that into support, and then you can continue on higher, okay? Let's have a look at Celestia. Probably will be exact same picture, okay? Celestia was so short. I was so quick from doubling my money there, okay? And same thing. So imbalance, larger time frame. This is where the accumulation for the big investments needs to happen. It's in that area. And I want to see Celestia move up to $1.60. And you can see that this one is way stronger than what OP is. Okay. And the idea was, because we've got all the divergences and we've got all the scariness in there, that this is potentially going to go and break through, turn this $4 back into support, and then off to the races. Okay, there you have it. Mr. George Strickland, thanks for the compliment. I see there's a request coming in for IOZ and Coty. Guys, head over to the Discord. Okay, I wanna restart the Discord community because I switched it off. There was too many scammers and hackers and everybody in there. Okay, so restarting. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping a diary of all the charts, everything that I share on YouTube here for you guys. And if you're in the Discord And most of you guys have already got a Bybit account or a Primex BT account or Blowfin account or any of the channel sponsors that I have. If you've got that, all you need to do is just claim the role. Once you have that role that says that I've got an account with one of those links, you can actually comment and chat within these things. So what I will do is Crypto Hitman and Joe, I'll put Coty and AOZ in here for you guys. So you can go and have a look at the analysis there. And then ask questions, and we can keep track of it together in the Discord the way it's supposed to be. Okay. And that's it. That's everything that I wanted to share. So in short, guys, if you like the content, want to support the content, today's video is brought to you by Bybit. All you need to do is open your Bybit account. Bybit has actually built a bot in my Discord. So you can go over to partnerships, click on Bybit, okay, and scroll down. Enter your user ID there. If it's there, Bybit will give you a role. Crypto Macy, I think her name is Renee, she's normally on the streams, okay? She got all her Bybit stuff today. This morning, she logged in, she's got a role there, Bybit Trade Partner. Automatically assigned, she's got access to the buddy indicator, to the education, and in the Discord. It's as simple as that. And she can now comment and questions and ask questions in every way. Simple. At no cost. Simple as that. So do that. Do your hodl bags a favor and do that. For the rest of you guys, thanks for taking time, joining, spending some live with me. Thanks for the great jokes. Really like it. There's Renee. I'm gonna remember the jump and dump. Thanks for that. And then we'll be back tomorrow again, because this week I think it's prudent that we are on standby with alts. Although today is not necessarily a buy day or me saying grab it, because remember, I'm not buying on fundamentals. I understand fundamentals has its place, but I like to buy in technicals because I'm a cheap ass trader. I wanna try and get my buy as close to cheap, as close to as the bottom could potentially be. And for now, the market just needs to figure itself out. The late buyers, everybody that's FOMOing in at the moment, those are the guys buying the tops here. Those are the guys that's currently down 12% again. And so any of the last little bit of buying, guys, and you can see this with any, let's go to a 4-hour time frame, or 1 hour. This has been really violent. Okay. You can see where the volume was. And then the public participated. And that's the problem. So that's where the trap lies. So let's allow the public to just not believe that this is a bottom, if Bitcoin truly is, because we will have a test at some level. Okay. And then at that stage, then we grab it in, because you don't want to buy when it feels like it's a great thing to do. And you definitely don't want to buy when the market is, when you feel like you're going to miss out, because it's those kind of emotions that wreck an account. Simple as that. Okay. There you have it. You have a lovely day. Go ask those questions in the Discord, please, and I can hook you guys up. I want to try and keep the stream short and as informative rather than just me throwing a lot of charts out into the nothing and end up, I want to track there. We can keep track of it together. It's as simple as that. Okay. Have a lovely day, guys. Enjoy the week. I think it's going to be awesome for us. Yeah, I'll keep tabs on everything, and I'll see you in the Discord. Cheers, guys.